Hello, TTC listeners. This is your True Talk Cafe micro episode. I'm Renee, and today I'm bringing a truth you need to hear if you're grinding in corporate America. Here it is. Leadership is not the problem, but poor leadership reality is. Let that sink in. If you're not getting what you need from leaders, you're not crazy. The data says you're right. So today's topic is leadership reality. What do you need from leadership that you're not getting? Let's peel this back. When people talk about leadership goals or leadership gaps, they're not talking about how many Zoom backgrounds you have or how many buzzwords you sprinkle into a deck. People are talking about clarity, connection, and credibility. The stuff that actually makes your work feel meaningful and purposeful. So let's look at a few statistics around these three concepts. First, clarity. A Gallup-style look at engagement shows only about 47% of employees strongly agree they know what's expected of them at work. And barely a third feels someone at work is actively encouraging their growth. That's not just a gap. It's a crater in your daily experience. Now, clarity answers one core question. What does winning look like? Employees need clarity because it reduces stress and second guessing. It prevents rework and wasted effort. It builds confidence in decision making, and it aligns individual performance with company goals. When expectations are unclear, people either overwork to compensate or they underperform unintentionally. Neither is sustainable. Clarity drives productivity, accountability, and a peace of mind. Second is authentic communication. A GE Ipsos poll found that while 85% of executives think they're communicating values effectively, only 62% of entry-level staff agree. That's not misalignment. That's two different languages being spoken in the same building. Authentic communication means leaders say what they mean, explain the why, and don't hide behind corporate language. Employees value this because it builds credibility. It reduces rumors and hallway speculation. It helps them prepare for change instead of reacting to it. And it also shows respect. When communication feels scripted or filtered, employees disconnect. When it's honest, even if the news isn't great, people tend to lean in. Adults can handle the truth, We can handle the truth. What they don't tolerate, however, is when leadership tries to spin something. They can detect that immediately. And on to the final concept, trust and engagement. Now, only about 23% of U.S. employees strongly trust their leaders. That low number isn't a rounding error. It's a culture killer. And when trust is low, engagement plummets and turnover climbs. So look at it as trust is the foundation, where engagement is the outcome. Now, employees need trust because it creates psychological safety, which is very important to employees. It encourages innovation and idea sharing. It increases retention and it strengthens team collaboration. Without trust, employees operate in self-protection mode. But with trust, they operate in contribution mode. Now, engagement, it isn't about pizza parties, right? It's about feeling valued, heard, supported, and connected to purpose. So when trust is high, engagement rises. When engagement rises, performance follows. And performance is what every organization claims it wants. So the bottom line here is clarity tells employees what to do. Authentic communication tells them why it matters. And trust allows them to do it at their best. If you remove any one of those and the culture cracks, if you keep all three strong and you build a workplace people don't just tolerate, they commit to it. So, what should effective leadership give you as an employee? It should be giving you a clear picture of what success looks like in your role. Give consistent, real communication, not just these little PR scripts that you hear. It should give you a line of sight between your work and organizational purpose. It should give you feedback that doesn't feel like a mystery novel, right? You know exactly what they're saying to you. And lastly, professional development that isn't an afterthought. You want to, feel like your manager actually thought about, your professional development plan, because you can tell the difference. But here's where the rubber meets the road. Leaders often think they're doing these things right. They just aren't getting a real answer. New research shows 63% of senior leaders say they'd ask for more input from their teams. If they didn't worry, it would make them look weak. That's a trust issue on both sides of the desk. Now, what can you do today if you're feeling shortchanged by leadership? Now, here's your call to action. I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do. First, ask for it directly. Don't wait for annual reviews or town halls. You could schedule a one-on-one for clarity. You might say something like, here's what I need to succeed. Help me understand where this team is headed. But make sure you're specific. Be bold, but be professional. Number 2, document your expectations conversation, because you want to make it real. Also, follow up with notes. Leaders take things seriously when there's a paper trail. And lastly, make your own growth plan. If your leadership won't build one with you, then build it yourself. Define your development goals. Share them, because ownership speaks louder than complaints. And remember, leaders are more likely to respond when the ask is clear, focused on outcomes, and framed around mutual success. That's the language executives speak. They want business impact, not drama. So, all right then, that's your reality check and strategy play for True Talk Cafe. If this resonated, take a moment today and ask one leader, what clarity can you give me about my role this quarter? And share your feedback with us in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Renee, and thank you for listening. And as always, no fluff, no filters, just true talk. Bye-bye.